now that you've put this album out, have you thought about it? Has anyone asked you, and I don't know if they have, of even after this album comes out, of making another record in the future? Or is this maybe going to be it and you just keep playing live and playing the songs?
I think it will really depend on how well this is received. If the record does well and people like what we did,
Mm-hmm.
there's no reason not to do it. Now, there's at least one more.
Yeah.
There's there's still some Bill stuff, and I don't want to get to a point where we're scratching the bottom of the barrel. I mean, there has to be kind of decent amount of
Yeah.
material to draw from. Again, and I don't know. I mean, it's again something me and Mark would have to talk about. How we would go about doing it, what it would be. It's I mean, a few people have even asked, would you write some songs in the Warlord style? And I'm kind of, I'm really kind of 50-50 on that to a degree, because
Mm-hmm.
Bill's music was a big part. I still like to have his spirit on any Warlord record is important to me. I mean, I'm not saying if someone wrote a song that was like, damn, this is like, without being a complete copy, this is like in that vein of the Deliver Us album, and it'll be like, wow, okay. I mean, again, we're all just talking very, very, very hypothetically here.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
before everyone starts getting out the pitchforks and burning torches yet again. So, who knows? It really depends. It depends on what the future holds, really.
Well, it's not something that's out of the question. I ask that because, and the reason I say that is that I think, like I said, I think the record is very good. I think most people are going to like it. I think a lot of the doubters are going to like it. Obviously you're always going to have those people that are, no matter what you do, they're going to say it's not Warlord or whatever. But
Tribute band or whatever.
yeah, that kind of thing. But I think, and I'll just give you my personal observation. I think the way this record came out, I really think you should do another one. So that's just me. I'm just going by the vibe and the feel I get from this album. And the one thing that I get from, obviously Mark is still there. Mark is, from what I know of him, I've had him on my show a couple times. He's not someone that's going to do something half-assed, as we say here, right? And I think that ultimately, if Mark is going to put something out, you mentioned the A to Z album, it's going to be pretty damn good. I mean, that's just how I view him.
Not, I mean, with a lot of bands, when you say, well, who's the original guy, and you go, well, they've still got the original drummer. A lot of people kind of think of, I don't know, like the Guess Who or something, where it's like the least musically contributing member of the band, and it's almost like having no originals because it's just the drummer. Mark's not that drummer. If you take any Warlord song and you were to put another drummer on those tracks, it doesn't sound like Warlord. I mean, Lordy and Guard didn't sound like Warlord.
Mm-hmm.
But you put Mark's drums on those tracks and all of a sudden it does. Mark's a very musically involved drummer, and his style of drumming, it's almost like Neil Peart with Rush. It's a intrinsic part of the music. It's not just a drummer and you could put another drummer in his place and it would be more or less the same, like a lot of bands do, change drummers. Like Accept, they can change drummer 4 more times, it'll still sound like Accept, because that's not where the sound of Accept is coming from. But the sound of Warlord was Bill and Mark, and Mark is a huge part of the Warlord sound. So in our case, it's very much different.
Yeah. It's kind of like, I'll give people an example. When Dave Lombardo wasn't in Slayer anymore, they sounded a lot different, right? I mean, he just had an own distinct style. So it's probably the best analogy I could give as far as, when it comes, because some drummers, you get them out of the band, the sound is a lot different. And I think that's kind of the same kind of thing you're describing. If you were to put someone in the band aside from Mark, because Mark does have a pretty interesting style of playing, and even with, like, him in Fate's Warning. I mean, I think Fate's Warning sounded better when he joined the band. That's my opinion. But
Wow. Yeah. I mean, no
yeah,
disrespect to anyone. I mean, I'm, whatever disclaimer I should put there, but wow. I mean, when Mark joined Fate's Warning, to me, that's my Fate's Warning.
yeah,
Parallels, perfect
yep,
symmetry, inside out. Man, that's my Fate's Warning right there.
yep. Pleasant shade of gray.
Yep,
That
yep,
that
exactly.